Hello again, YouTube, and welcome to step 9 of my 3x3 tutorial. So at this point you should have a white cross on top, but you might be thinking to yourself, I don't have this cross solved because these aren't lining up. And you'd be right. You have to get the cross now so that these line up. So there's two cases you might see. You can always line up two of the edge pieces with their corresponding side. So in this case I have them next to each other. The green's lined up with the green and the red is lined up with the red. They're next to each other. These two are unsolved. There's another case you can have where they're across from each other. The blue's lined up with the blue and the green's lined up with the green, but these two are not lined up. So I'm going to start out with the more simple case where they're next to each other. So let me show you again. The red is the red's lined up, and so is the green. So to get all of them lined up, what you're going to do is you're going to hold your cube so that the two faces that are the two sides that already have this little bar solved are on your right and in your back. So you're going to hold it like. Let me position the camera. Like this. Okay, so you can see that your front and your left aren't done, but your right and your back are. So when you have it like this, with your right and your back, your right and your back are the ones that are lined up. Your front and your left are the ones that aren't lined up. So when you're holding it like this, see that's lined up and so is that, the algorithm you're going to perform is right, up, inverse right, up, right, up 2, inverse right, and then you're going to, and then you might have to do this where you go up one more time, and that will line up all of these. Okay, so and you'll have, at this point you'll have a cross, a true cross where all of these are lined up. Alright, so let me show you the other case. In this case you have it so that the pieces that are already lined up, the edge pieces that are already lined up with their corresponding face, are across from each other. So what you're going to do is you're going to hold it so one is towards you and one's away from you. It doesn't matter which is which, just so that you have a solved face facing you. This is solved and it's facing you. Then you're going to perform the exact same algorithm that we did last time. So you're going to go right, up, inverse right, up times 2, inverse right. And what that'll do, if you'll notice, now this one's solved and so is this one, and they're next to each other. So you're going to do, and if you'll also notice, this one isn't solved and this one isn't solved. So you have two solved that are next to each other. So you're going to do the exact same thing that we did last time when we had two solved that were next to each other. You're going to put one to the right of you and one to your back side. So you have this one to your right, this one to your back, an unsolved in front of you, and an unsolved on your left. Then you're going to perform the algorithm again. Right, up, inverse right, up, up, inverse right, up. And that will solve there, 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 and there. So now you have a true cross on the top of your cube, and you can get that from any position that you started with. Alright, thanks, and tune into my next video where I'll show you how to position the corners in their correct locations, but not necessarily orient them in the correct manner.